Everyone, here for day 2 of my 31-day challenge for YouTube. Let's see, today's is relationships, I believe. Hold on. Yep, today's is relationships. Okay, so, sorry, paused recording. Notebooks, notes are everything. You know what? I'm gonna pause again, and I'm gonna drive the patrol truck over to my car, and I'm gonna get my harness because it has a suction cup and I can stick it up on the window, and then I don't have to hold the camera. So hold on again. Harness. Can you see it? Yes. Pausing again. Yeah, that's much better. I like that. Okay, so it's way up here. So anyway, today's vlog is relationships. I don't know how to approach this one. Okay, so basically I'm going to start off by saying at the moment I am completely single. This is the longest time I've been single since I was like 15. So it's a little weird. Been single for a little more than a year now. My last relationship, that's a touchy subject. He was a guy that I'd been with before, and it just, for all intents and purposes, it just didn't work out. He was basically, I don't want to say that he was like trying to run my life, but at the same time I kind of do. Like, he was like, you can't go out and do this, you can't go out and do that, you gotta go to bed same time I do, and honey mama, don't play like that. Okay. I've got a you have your life and I have my life rule. And there's a reason for that. One, it helps with sanity, and you get time apart and, you know, all that stuff. But two is because of orientations and preferences. One, I am polyamorous, which means that I hold several relationships. I am not monogamous. It's yes, I know, it sounds weird. I've had up to 3 boyfriends at one time. That was a long time ago. I was in a monogamous relationship for almost 12 years. Yeah, that was with my ex-husband. But I feel more comfortable knowing that if there is something that I am not getting from the person that I am with, that I can go to the other person to get what they're giving me. I don't know how to explain it to somebody who's not polyamorous. If you're not polyamorous, it's kind of hard to explain. It does get pretty complicated. The relationships have to be completely or the people in the relationships have to be completely honest with each other. There are several different types. I might go over that at a later date. On top of being polyamorous, I don't really want to say I'm bisexual, because it's not really that I'm just bisexual. It's I love everybody. So I guess the classification for that would be pansexual, because I don't care whether you're a guy, whether you're a girl, whether you're androgynous, whether you're transgender, pre-trans, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. You are a person, you are lovable, and in all probability I will fall in love with you fairly easily. And that includes absolutely platonic love. I do have my best friend who he is bisexual, but he's in a relationship with a guy right now. I totally love the dude. It's a little weird. And he knows I love him. Shout out to Robert, because I'm sure you're going to watch it. But anyway, so on to other relationships. Like I said, I was with my ex-husband for almost 12 years. When we started the relationship, it was, well, let's rewind even further than that. I've known my ex-husband since I was 14. I met him actually through the guy that I just recently broke up with, because I was with him before. Yeah, that one kind of bounced around and came back to thing, and now that's not ever going to happen again. But anyway, so I've known my ex-husband since I was 14. I am now 32. So that's 18 years, right? Yeah, sounds about right. Close enough. Whatever. But anyway, we got together when I was 19, and we were together for, like I said, almost 12 years. But in 2010 we did actually get married, and the relationship was good. We had a good, solid understanding of each other. His life was his, my life was mine. We went and did pretty much whatever we needed to or wanted to. He worked out of town all the time. He was working on a drilling rig for an oil company. And so I hardly ever saw him. He hardly ever saw me when he was gone. I didn't worry about him being with anybody else. Matter of fact, it was mentioned several times that if he was gone and he needed whatever, I didn't care. I don't care. I truly and honestly don't. And while he was gone, I never really did anything. Like I said, it was a monogamous relationship for several years. When it came down to the end of, like, he's always had this one problem, and it runs in my family, it runs in his family. It's something that everybody deals with at some point. He was an alcoholic. So when it came down to it, he was drinking so much that I couldn't stand to even be around him. I couldn't even stand to look at him. I rarely ever drink. I only drink probably like once a year, unless I'm hanging out with my friends all the time, and then like I'll drink like 2 or 3 beers, maybe a hard drink. But it's not really like, I don't go out and party. I don't go out and drink a lot. And honestly, when I'm not hanging around my friends, you're lucky if I have 1 beer. Lucky if I even think about having a beer. Recently I haven't been hanging out with my friends, so I haven't had any. I'll touch more on that in another video, because that's part of the drugs and alcohol video, which it happens later. Anyway, so he was an alcoholic, and I literally got to the point where, like, he walked in the house and it was just, ugh. You know, why is he even here? Why didn't he just stay over there where he was for his job instead of coming home? It was just like, my whole thought process was just like, I love him, but I freaking hate him right now. You know, I couldn't get anywhere near him. So we wound up splitting up, and while I was still living there, I wound up dating my ex before that. Like, well, he was like way before that, but like my ex from high school, and that was the guy that I wound up getting pregnant with my youngest with. I do have 4 children. The older 3 are my ex-husband's, and the youngest is my old high school flame. After that, I was with the youngest dad for 2 years. And like the whole relationship, when it started out, we were fine. The whole, they call it the honeymoon phase. When it started out, we were fine. And then after that, it just kind of just went straight downhill. We didn't connect on a lot of things. There was nothing that we had in common. He was very needy, very clingy, and I am not. As a matter of fact, I hate to be messed with. I hate to be touched. I hate to be, not necessarily hate to be touched. It's more of a, there are point in times where I'm just like, don't come near me, don't touch me, don't even look at me. Just leave me alone in my corner. And it's, I don't know really how to explain it. It's part of my whole mental thing, and basically if I'm not talking, then just leave it at that. I'll say something when I'm ready to say something, I just babbled on for like 9 minutes about absolutely nothing. But anyway, so at the moment, like I said, it's been a year. It's been like a year and 2 months since I was with anybody. At the moment, I do live with my ex-husband, due to some unfortunate financial circumstances last year. I can go into that more later. Basically, when my mom passed away, I inherited her property, and then work hours were cut, and I couldn't pay the bills, and I wound up losing the place and basically going bankrupt. I did not have to file bankruptcy. I'm not entirely bankrupt, so that's a good thing. But I am trying to get back on my feet, and I am not, absolutely not, with my ex-husband. It is just a living situation. I rent the back room at his house, so that was why the other day, like, I had all the kids piled on my bed, and he was leaving with them to take them to school, and he popped up at my bedroom. That's why you'll see like random things around the house where like he's there. It's because I live with him. We are not in a relationship. It is a very strange living situation. We do have the 3 kids together. It's kind of nice because I actually get to spend time with my kids a lot more than I did before. Being as the schedule I work, I don't have the ability to find and keep a babysitter or even really afford one. So all of my kids live with their dads, which is actually was a really hard decision for me. But I work evenings and night shifts, and it flips around all the time, and I'm not there for them to get them to school. I'm not there to pick them up from school. I'm not there to be able to help with them for homework. It's because of my work schedule, I'm not able to be there as much as my children need me to be there as a mother. I know. It's just, in order to be able to work, I can't do it. And it sucks. Being an adult sucks. Adult responsibilities suck. I wish I could be there more for my children. And that's part of, right now, living with them has actually been really nice because, I get off of work, I go to sleep, and when I wake up in the morning, I can wake them up and take them to school, depending on what shift I'm on, or I see them after they get home from school, depending on what shift I'm on, or it's as soon as I get home, they're loading in my car and I'm driving them to school because I'm getting home at 7 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, it's just, I can't. So my other one lives with her dad, and when you see her is when I have my days off. And it really sucks that that's the only time I can see her because she's so young. But it is what it is. I have to work. I have to do something. I can't sit around and do absolutely nothing and spend all the time in the world with my kids, which I wish I could, but it's just, I gotta make money somehow. And right about now you're going, wow, are you really putting all this on the internet? Yes, I am. Because everybody's going to want to know anyway. I'm going to get all of these million questions, you know, if my channel ever blows up. And this way I can be like, hey, go back to, you know, vlog. It's going to be vlog number 3, day 2 of the 31-day challenge. And all the info you need is right there. And, you know, and it's kind of scary putting all this out there, and explaining a lot of what's going on. It is really scary to be able to be putting my kids on the internet, because, you know, I know there's a lot of weirdos out there, but at the same time, it is the thing nowadays. Everybody's doing it. Everybody knows that everybody's life is on the internet. And so to me, it's not normal, because I'm of the older generation, but at the same time, I'm enough in the newer generations that I understand that this kind of is the norm now. Everybody knows everything about everybody, and if I don't put it out there, I'm going to get a million questions. And this way, it's just easier. I can just be like, hey, go watch that one, you know? So, anyway, I don't really know what else to say about that. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, comment, share if you feel like it. Anyway, have a good night.